Hello viewers, this is the part 16 of the series Mastering OEM, and in this tutorial we are going to learn how to upgrade existing OEM agents to the release 13.5 in an Oracle Linux platform. So in the last couple of tutorials we covered a lot of things about OEM in a virtual learning environment using Oracle VirtualBox virtual machines, starting with installation of OEM 13.5 to configure, monitoring and upgrade of the OMS to the release 13.5, etc. I suggest you watch the previous tutorials in this series to get a better understanding on today's topic, which is about upgrading OEM agents, and this is in continuation to the last tutorials or part 14 or 15 where we upgraded the repository database and the OMS respectively. This tutorial is the last one in this series where we will upgrade the EM agents from release 13.4 to 13.5 in an Oracle Linux platform. Please note that the same procedure will be applicable in case of 13.3 agents also. So in our path to upgrade, in the first place we already completed, that is the upgrade of the repository database to Oracle RDBMS version 19.3, and in the second part we upgraded the OMS from 13.4 to 13.5, and in this tutorial we will perform upgrade of the EM agents from 13.4 to 13.5. Oracle suggests, and it's a best practice, that we should always immediately upgrade the central agents or the agent that is deployed on the OMS host after the OMS upgrade. If you want to upgrade a management agent running on a platform different from the OMS host platform, ensure that the latest management agent software for the platform is downloaded and applied in the software library using self-update feature. Please note that any commands that I am using in this tutorial will be either in the description of this video or in a shared document in my Google Drive with the link in the description of this video below. There are more than one method of upgrading the agent. First method is the agent upgrade console in the OEM console itself. The second method is the EMCLI command, that is the Enterprise Manager Command Line Interface command, and the third method is using Agent Gold Image. I will use the first method, which is simple and quick, but this will require a host named credential to be created and set as preferred credential for the host on which we are upgrading the agent. Named credentials are nothing but a username and password pair along with a few additional details which is saved in the OEM repository. You can use the named credential as an object and grant access on it to other users in the OEM. I have a separate video describing the named credentials, and you may watch it using the link in the description. To create the host named credential, we need the user in the host or the server who actually owns the Oracle or agent software, and the password for the user. Usually it is the Oracle user in all database servers. So we will first log in to our OEM console as sysman user, and to create the host named credential, we will go to the setup menu, and under that click on the security menu and then named credentials. And we already have a couple of named credentials created before. I will just ignore them and I am going to create a new one. So first we will click on this create button, and under the general properties section we will provide the name for the named credential. That is, I'll provide a name as Oracle Global Host. I will explain why I am giving this name, and I'll keep the description simple as host named credential for Oracle user. You can provide any description that is meaningful to you. Then the authentication target type will be host, because this credential will be used to log into the host, and the credential type will be also host credential. We have a couple of options there like provisioning credentials, SSH key credentials and WBEM credentials. We will not cover this in this tutorial. So simply we will select the host credentials here, and the scope target or global. So this target is selected when this particular named credential will be used only on a particular target. But if the same named credential can be used across multiple targets like different hosts, then you can mark it as global. For example, if your Oracle user has the same password across all your database servers, then you can create one named credential for the Oracle user and mark it as global and select this global option here. And that's the reason why I put the name as Oracle_global_host to be more meaningful for me. Then the username will be Oracle. Please note that we have to maintain the case. In case of Unix servers, the username is case sensitive, and the password, we will provide the password for the Oracle user and also will confirm the password. And run privilege will be none because this is the Oracle user which directly owns the Oracle installations. In case it is not Oracle user that you want to use for login into the server and then you want to sudo to Oracle user, then you have to select the sudo option here under the run privilege, and also you have to configure the privilege delegation for that particular user. But here in our case, this is the Oracle user, so we provided the password and the run privilege will be none. And then we will click on this test and save button to validate if that named credential is working for the hosts on which we are going to perform our agent upgrade. So I'll click on the test and save button here, and it will give me the option to test it against the hosts. So the test target type host is selected by default, and test target name I will simply select first our OEM server itself, that is the admin server.manas.home. Select it and click on the test and save button. And if it says that the credential operation is successful, means this named credential was successfully validated against the server that we selected. And the new named credential will be displayed in this list. Let's scroll down, and yes, the last one, that is the Oracle_global_host, is the one that we just created and validated. Now the next thing that we need to do is to set this named credential as the preferred credential of the host on which we are going to perform our agent upgrade. So we'll click on the setup menu again, go to security, and under that we'll click on this preferred credentials menu item. And here we will select the host target type and then click on this manage preferred credentials, this button. Now, as I mentioned that I'm going to perform our agent upgrade on this server, admin server.manas.home, which is nothing but our OEM server itself. So we will set the credential that we created as the preferred credential for this server. To do that, we will click on this set button, and then from this list of named credentials, I will select the one that we just created, that is Oracle Global Host. And as we already tested, we don't have to test it again. We can simply click on the save button. It will give a warning, but we are okay with that. Click on the save button again, and then we'll see that the server has this named credential set as the preferred named credential. Then our other two remaining servers on which we will perform our agent upgrade after the upgrade in this OEM server is completed. So let's complete this task also. That is for the Linux server named Linux 1 and Linux 2. On this both the servers, we will put the normal host credential as the one that we just created. So I selected both this line using control click and then click on this set button, and we will select the named credential again here, that is Oracle Global Host, and then click on the save button, and this has been saved. Now I am intentionally keeping this particular privileged host credential option blank for all these three servers. If you want to use a named credential for the root user, then you can use this option. And I am intentionally keeping this privileged host credential option blank for all these three servers. The reason is any root activity I prefer to do manually by logging to the server and not automatically. If you want, you can still set this privileged host credential for the root user and you can assign all these servers. For example, when the root script is required to be run, if your preferred credential for the privileged host credentials has been already set, then that activity will be automatically performed when the time comes during the upgrade of the agent. Now all our prerequisites before upgrading the agents have been completed, and we will start our upgrade process. To do that, we will click again on the setup menu, and under that manage cloud control, and under that we will go to upgrade agents. In this page we have a couple of useful information, like in the first tab we see agent upgrade tasks, and in the second tab we see post agent upgrade tasks. So there is nothing in this tab because we have not performed any agent upgrade so far. So we will go back to the agent upgrade tasks again, and under that the first option is upgrade agents, the second one is not upgradable agents, and if we click on this, it will give us a list of agents which are either incompatible or cannot be upgraded. For us, this page will show nothing because we don't have any incompatible or any such agents which cannot be upgraded. And under this third option, agent upgrade results, we can actually see the results of a previous agent upgrade job. So we will go back to the first option again, upgrade agents, and we see that the first thing is the job name, which is automatically populated, and the name is also added with the date and time. And under the section agents for upgrade, we have the option to select the agents that we want to upgrade by clicking on this add button. So we'll press the add button, and it will give us a list of agents which are candidates for upgrade. And we see that there are 3 agents which are candidates, and these are all in 13.4 version and can be upgraded to 13.5, and all these 3 have the same platform, that is the Linux 64-bit. So we'll select the first agent, that is the agent in the OMS or OEM server itself, and then click on the OK button. Under this section, choose credentials, we'll just let it be like this. We have not set any preferred privileged credentials, that is credentials for the root user, so it is going to complain about that, but we are okay to run the root script manually, so we will leave it like this. If you want, you can still use a credential for the root user by clicking on the override privileged credentials option here. Please note that we already set the normal host credential to perform the installation, so the installation will continue without any issues, and we will just encounter one warning about running the root script, and it will ask us to run that manually, and we are okay with that. And then under this additional inputs, we don't have anything additional, so we will just keep it like this, and then we'll click on the submit button. And as expected, it is saying that for the following management agents, running root.sh might fail, and that has to be run manually. And this is nothing but our candidate server. So we will click on the OK button here, and then the agent upgrade job has started, and it will show us the progress time to time. The refresh frequency is every 30 seconds, and if there is any update, then it will be displayed in this page. And as we can see that for this particular agent, it has already completed a couple of steps. That is, the starting management agent blackout has been completed, initializing upgrade parameters has been completed, copying management agent software, it is in progress. This agent upgrade activity usually takes around 10 to 15 minutes depending on the performance of your server and the network speed to transfer the agent image. I will pause the video and I will come back time to time whenever there is something significant to be mentioned. And copying management agent software has been just completed, and next it is copying the plugin software, which is in progress. Next we see that extracting management agent software, this step is in progress. Because the agent software is transferred to the target host, in a compressed format, and that needs to be extracted before the installation begins. And we see that that is completed, and the next step is performing prerequisite checks, which is in progress. And prerequisite checks has been successfully completed. Next step is deploying agent image, which is in progress. And we can see that deploying agent image, that particular step is completed. Next, preparing for management agent upgrade is also completed. And right now, it is actually upgrading the management agent. And now we can see that upgrading management agent, this particular step has been successfully completed. Next, performing cleanup, which was also completed, and ending management agent blackout. Now it is stopping the blackout. And now we can see that all the steps have been successfully completed. Let's go back to this post agent upgrade tasks tab. And this shows nothing. Cleanup agent results. This is also not showing anything. It means nothing is pending at its end. And we will go back to the first tab again. If you want, you can click on the individual steps to see the details of each of the steps and what activity it has performed. For example, ending management agent blackout. Let's click on that and see what is there. And it will go to a detailed page where we'll be able to see the ending part of the job, where it says at the last line, blackout stop executed successfully. It means everything is done except the root script that we need to run after the upgrade. And as it has mentioned that root script location in the beginning of the job, which is going to be under the Oracle home for the agent. So we will go back to the server. So I just logged into the server as a root user, and then we will find out the agent process to find out its home. That is the U01 app Oracle agent 13c agent underscore 13.5.0.0. Now you can see that there is no 13.4 processes running. It means the new agent is currently up and running. Now we are under the agent home directory, where we see the script root.sh that we need to run as root user. So simply /root.sh. This should take just a few seconds, and it is done. Now we'll go back to our OEM console and then click on the targets menu and then select all targets. Let's sort it by target type so that the agents come at the top, and this agent is the one that we just upgraded. Click on that, and that will take us to the home page of the agent. And in the home page, we can see that the agent version is now 13.5.0.0. So our agent upgrade has been successfully completed, and it is currently in the up status, means the communication between the agent and the OMS is also successfully established. Now this is one upgrade that I just demonstrated, but you can do multiple upgrades simultaneously by selecting the appropriate agents under the agent upgrade job. And I will next show you how we can perform upgrade of multiple agents using the same method. So we will click on the setup menu again, then go to manage cloud control. Under that, again, upgrade agents. So I will simply put a -2 after the name to make it unique, and then I will click on this add button. And now we have only 2 agents remaining to be upgraded, and they have the same install version, target upgrade version, and the platform. And we will click on the OK button, and we'll keep all the remaining things as default, and then we will click on the submit button. And again, as expected, it is complaining about the root script for which the privilege has not been set yet, and we are okay with that to run the root script manually after the upgrade has been completed. So click on the OK button. So it will start with the blackout on the agents, And we can see the individual progress by clicking on this appropriate line here. If we click on the first line, all the steps that will be shown will belong to actually the first line or the first agent here. And if we click on the second agent, then the information relevant to the second agent will be displayed below. Please note that the step that performs the prerequisite checks is very important, because that checks any dependency on the software library or the OS level libraries or packages that needs to be installed in the OS, or any kernel parameters, space, etc. Usually the file system that has the existing agent should have free space, which is at least twice the size of the existing OEM agent home. And also the /temp location should have at least 2.5 gigs free space, so that the extraction of the agent image can be successfully completed. If there is any missing prerequisite checks, then it will complain and give us the detail about the checks for which it failed or cannot proceed with the upgrade. And once you fix those issues, you'll be able to again proceed with the upgrades. Now we can see that the upgrade activity on both these agents have been successfully completed, and we see all these green check marks. Now the last thing that remains is running the root script. First one, the Linux one. Let's find out the agent process. Change directory to the U001 app Oracle agent 13c agent underscore 13.5.0.0. This is the agent home, and we will see the root.sh script here, and we'll simply run it using // and the name, press enter, and it is done. And we will do the same thing in the second server also. The path is the same. Change directory to the agent home /root.sh, and that is also done. Let's go back to our OEM console. Under the targets menu, all targets, let's click on the first agent, that is linux1.manage.home, and we see that the version is 13.5.0.0 here, and obviously it is going to be the same for the other agent also. So we have successfully performed the agent upgrade to 13.5. And with this, I am concluding this video as well as the Mastering OEM series. I hope you enjoyed the series and learned about OEM, Oracle, and a few things about Linux also. Stay tuned, and I will be back with new videos in the database world, which will be beneficial in your professional career. So viewers, please provide your feedback in the comment section of the video and hit the like button if you found it useful. That will mean a lot to me and help grow this channel.